Alex Chen was going to miss his shuttle. Again. He sprinted through the crowded docking bay of Perihelion Station, dodging cargo loaders and irritated travelers, checking his datapad between breaths. Bay B-17. Departure in 4 minutes. He'd overslept after a double shift repairing environmental systems on the station's lower decks, and now he was paying for it. Missing this transport meant a 3-day delay and forfeited pay on his contract at Helios 9. He couldn't afford either. Bay B-17. There. A mid-sized transport sat at the dock, airlock open, exactly where it should be. Alex didn't slow down to check details. He just ran aboard, found a seat in what looked like a passenger compartment, dropped his bag, and collapsed into the chair. Made it. He caught his breath, wiping sweat from his forehead. The interior was clean, well-maintained, with personal touches that seemed unusual for standard transport. Woven fabrics on the walls, small decorative elements that suggested this wasn't purely utilitarian. Weird, but some transport companies tried to differentiate themselves with aesthetic choices. Alex didn't think much of it. The airlock sealed. The ship's engines hummed to life. Alex felt the familiar sensation of departure, the slight pull as the vessel disengaged from the station and began maneuvering toward open space. He looked around the passenger compartment properly for the first time and noticed something odd. He was the only passenger. And the crew members he glimpsed moving through corridors were all Syvaren women, tall, elegant, with long ears and the formal bearing characteristic of a species known for their complex social structures and isolationist tendencies. Alex frowned. He checked his datapad again, pulling up the transport booking. Bay D-17, not B-17, D-17. Oh no, Alex said aloud. He'd boarded the wrong ship. Before he could process what to do about this, a crew member appeared in the doorway. She stared at him with an expression somewhere between shock and something Alex couldn't identify. She spoke rapidly in Syvaren, calling for others. Within minutes, Alex was surrounded by 6 Syvaren women, all watching him with the kind of intensity usually reserved for dangerous animals or malfunctioning reactors. I made a mistake, Alex said quickly, raising his hands to show he wasn't a threat. Wrong bay. I was supposed to be on a transport to Helios 9. I'll just wait until you dock somewhere and transfer off. I'm really sorry. The women exchanged rapid conversation in their own language. Then one of them, older with an air of command, stepped forward. I am Captain Kaeras, she said in flawless standard. You boarded our ship, uninvited, male, unmarked. Alex had no idea what unmarked meant in this context, but the way she said it suggested he'd made a much bigger mistake than just boarding the wrong transport. It was an accident, Alex repeated. I misread the bay number. I'll leave as soon as possible. Captain Kaeras studied him for a long moment. Then she said something that made Alex's stomach drop. You cannot leave, not until we reach our destination. How long is that? 3 weeks. Captain Kaeras explained the situation in a private meeting that made Alex progressively more alarmed. The ship was the Velisara, a long-range scout vessel belonging to a Syvaren matriarchal clan called the Vayan Ascent. In Syvaren culture, ships like this were sacred spaces. Crew bonds were formed through ritual. Outsiders were never permitted aboard without formal invitation. Males, in particular, were not allowed on active-duty vessels unless they were bonded partners or formally selected for potential bonding. Bonding, Alex repeated. Partnership. A sacred bond between compatible individuals. It is rare, it is deeply respected, and uninvited males do not board bonding clan ships. But I didn't know that. It was a mistake. That is the complication. Kaeras leaned back in her chair. According to tradition, if a male boards a clan ship of his own will and is not immediately rejected by the spirits of the ship, it is considered a sign, a message, that he has been delivered for a purpose. Alex stared at her. You can't be serious. I do not personally believe in such superstitions, but my crew does, and clan law requires me to honor tradition. So what does that mean for me? It means you cannot be removed from the ship until we reach our destination. During that time, you will be subject to observation and evaluation. Evaluation for what? Kaeras' expression was carefully neutral, to determine whether you are compatible with bonding traditions or whether your presence was merely an accident the spirits will forgive. Alex felt his brain short-circuit. I'm not here for bonding. I'm here because I can't read bay numbers properly. That may be true, but tradition does not care for explanations. It cares for outcomes. What happens if I refuse? Then you will offend my crew, create diplomatic tension, and likely spend 3 weeks in isolation while we determine how to resolve the situation without violating clan law. Alex closed his eyes. This is insane. Welcome to cross-cultural misunderstandings, Kaeras said dryly. I suggest you adapt quickly. Alex adapted. He was given quarters, small but comfortable. He was allowed access to common areas and told to treat the ship as his temporary home. The crew watched him constantly, but not with hostility, more like curiosity mixed with evaluation. He learned more about Syvaren culture from Lyris, the ship's engineer, who seemed more willing to explain than others. Bonding partnerships are sacred, Lyris told him while they worked on a malfunctioning power relay. Males who are selected undergo a trial period. Behavior, temperament, compatibility, all assessed by unbonded clan members. If accepted, they become permanent partners. If rejected, they leave with honor. And I'm being put through this trial without ever agreeing to it. Technically, you agreed when you boarded. By accident, Lyris smiled slightly. The spirits do not recognize accidents. Alex wanted to argue, but Lyris was already back to work, and he found himself helping her finish the repair because it needed doing and he had the skills. That became a pattern. Helping when needed, sharing meals when invited, learning about Syvaren history and customs with genuine curiosity rather than resentment. He wasn't trying to impress anyone. He was just trying to survive 3 weeks without causing more problems. But the crew noticed. Lyris mentioned casually one evening that several crew members had spoken favorably about him, that his calm behavior and willingness to contribute were being interpreted as signs of compatibility. Alex felt trapped. By being reasonable and respectful, by not being an asshole, he was accidentally making himself a desirable candidate in a culture where those traits were rare and valued. 2 weeks in, Captain Kaeras summoned Alex again. The crew has formally requested that you be considered for bonding candidacy. Alex's heart sank. I'm not interested. I believe you. But according to clan law, if a candidate is proposed and accepted by majority vote, I cannot refuse the trial without formal cause. What's formal cause? Proof of incompatibility, aggression, dishonor, refusal to respect our ways. She paused. You have shown none of these things. Alex realized the trap. So by being respectful, I've made this worse. Essentially, yes. What are my options? You can formally reject the candidacy by demonstrating incompatibility. Or you can complete the trial and make an informed choice at the end. Alex weighed his options. Offend the crew and spend a miserable week isolated, or complete the trial and at least have a say in the outcome. Fine, I'll complete the trial. Kaeras nodded. Wise choice. The final week was intensive. Alex was included in ceremonies, discussions, and activities that tested his understanding of Syvaren values. He learned about their history, their isolation, their reasons for protecting their culture so fiercely. The trial culminated in a formal ceremony where Alex had to state his choice before the assembled crew. He told them honestly, I respect you, I value what I've learned here, but my life is elsewhere. I can't bond with a culture I've only just begun to understand. I'm sorry. To his surprise, the crew accepted this without anger. Captain Kaeras explained, the trial was never